Hi, hello. So technically, ICC stands for Iced Coffee Chronicles. I'm not drinking iced coffee today. This video is not sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts. It just so happens to be what I am consuming. So I don't know why, actually, but this is what I'm gonna do today. Also, like my trickster whiskers are back. You see that? Usually they're like semi-tamed up until like this point, and then they start to flare out like crazy. Also, yeah, it's time to trim like all of this. It's fine. It's neither here nor there. But yeah, you see that? The trickster whiskers are back. I've been thinking that for like the past 2 days. And then last night I was on Instagram and I saw a reel that was like, why don't people named Patrick go by the nickname Tricky? Why is it always like Pat or Patty? And then it was like, send this to one of your friends named Patrick to see if they will get on board with this idea. I don't know. I typically don't care what people call me. So as long as it isn't rude, and I guess if it is, I just mark them as a person that I will associate with. So anyway, what I'm going to do today, we have ICC number 34. So there's this series of audiobooks I was listening to that I finished. And in that world, they have essences and essence abilities, right? And for some reason, I kind of sort of did something one time. Oh, I had an idea to do this, but I was going to use the SKT. I don't know why, but today I'm going to use the Notoria and the Angelarium Oracle of the Fallen. Oracle of the Fallen. And then I'm going to use, of course, the well-known archetypes and alchemy. The archetype will be the essence. The alchemy will be the essence ability. The angel, like I'll get the tagline from the Notoria, but I'll get the angel from the Angelarium. And let's say this is an aspect of the divine that's available for assistance now. I don't know. Right? If Google says H is Y, T is N, and even if it's T, we're going to do it anyway. Hey, Google, flip a coin, please. TFN. No. Oh, well, I'm doing it. Or I could do it with the SKT. My number is 34 today. That's a 3 and the ethereal, subtle, unseen, a 4 and the material, physical. How I was originally thinking of that is it's like 3 is the number of the catalyst, and catalysts have been a thing here lately. But 4 is of like something that is settled or even. Stability. So there's a stability in the physical, excuse me, that maybe I'll say for the intents and purposes today. First of all, maybe I should ask. I'm gonna do a clean flip or a clean fall. because I'm not necessarily prompted to do this. Like, I wanted to do this format again because I don't think I did it justice. Well, it's not that I didn't do it justice. I just wanted to do it again. But especially since like this isn't something that I'm feeling like extremely called to, I was just like, oh, I can like grab angels and let's see what's up. Like, I don't want to volunteer anybody. You know what I mean? Like that kind of energy. So if I get a clean flip or clean fall, then we'll take that. If not, I'll move to the SKT and we'll do it that way. How about that? That seems fair to me. So, yeah, because I totally have the authority to be like, hey, can one of y'all volunteer? Help me out. Make me not look like a liar. Anyway. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I think I am. Maybe I should just do. So it's 3 and 4, right? I'm going to pull before and after. Alchemy 34 and 7, because 3 plus 4 is a 7. And those would be the 4. I think it's actually 5. I could do 34 and 7 though. So that'll be 4. Can you tell? I didn't think this all the way through. I mean, it's pretty par for the course for me, because I was thinking about it. I was like, it's number 34. I should use that somehow. Oh yeah, anyway. It whatever this spiritual alchemy, whatever this, I guess it could be an alchemy, spiritual um, catalyst does, at least today, it requires a settled spirit. And the settled spirit is like on our side, right? It's like things need to be still enough, smooth enough, whatever enough to be manipulated. And not just like, because that's kind of what a catalyst does. It brings two things together so that something can happen. And then after it happens, it lets it go. I mean, that's one thing, like a enzymatic catalyst, especially. Shout out to the Scorpios. I don't know what's going, like, one of my friends is a Scorpio. Rob is a Scorpio, who is also one of my friends, but y'all know Rob, so I can say Rob and be like, you have an idea from Rob's Tarot, formerly Rob's Tarot. The person that does my hair is a Scorpio. One of my other friends is a Scorpio. Anyway, seems like things are working out for the Scorpios. Oh, I think she's a Scorpio too. Yeah, seems like things are looking up for Scorpios right now. I'm loving it. I should ask my other friend, the one that I mentioned. I don't know. I've kind of been talking to him a little bit more lately. Anyway, I was going to look and see if Uranus, I know last time I looked at the planets, Mars was in Libra. I'm pretty sure Uranus is early Gemini. Oh, snap. Do we have a trine? Do we have that Mars, Uranus, Pluto trine? Uno momento. Well, see, as of now, Mars is 0 degrees of Libra. Detriment. The moon is 29 degrees Capricorn, so the moon is about to move into Aquarius. So it's going to be moon conjuncting Pluto. Pluto's at 2 degrees of Aquarius, And Uranus is at 1 degree of Gemini. And it's 012. Mars at the 0th step of Libra, Uranus at the 1st of Gemini, Pluto at the 2nd of Aquarius. We have a grand air trine going on right now. I don't know if it's derogatory to call angels the winged beings. Mars opposing Saturn and Neptune, but trining Uranus and Pluto. Yeah, is this the time? This may be the time. I remember, I think it was at least a month ago, there was almost, what do they call it, like a Star of David or something? When you have two trines, but Sagittarius is missing a placement. Right now, the MC is in Sagittarius, so I guess the timing of me going live completes this because we have. So those were the air signs, right? MC right now was 1 degree of Sagittarius. Mercury is 4 degrees retrograde, Leo, and Saturn, Neptune are 1 degree of Aries. Mercury's pretty fast, and I'm assuming it retrogrades roughly as quickly. So that will be tightening up as, and Pluto is retrograde too. I don't know how far back it's going to go. I'm pretty sure it's not going to go back into Pisces because I think that should be over, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I guess the time is now. And Sagittarius is temperance, and temperance is an alchemy. So what's 34? Oh, that's like 4 degrees. Anyway. Anyway. That's what they call it, right? This is what I'm doing today. I've rambled for literally like 13 minutes. I could have just got into it. I'm going to attempt to not wear my glasses because it, like, when I put them, is it kind of like still need to like trim all this up. Anyway, it's fine. How many of these am I gonna do? Breath Numa. It's like breathe, girl. Okay. Ooh, my lungs kind of burn a little bit. What's that? If you have, that would be an early Sagittarius placement too. I don't have any early Sagittarius. I got mid Sagittarius, but this isn't just about me. Well, I guess that's how I want to do this. So I'm gonna do the clean flip or clean fall in the Angelarium. I'm gonna pull the 34th card from the top and the Notoria, and I'm gonna read the tagline: God, blank, blank, blank. Then that's what we'll do. Um, I'll pull before and after the 34th, number 34. I'll pull before and after number 34 and the wild unknown archetypes. So we'll get two archetypes of the same angel. And then I'll do 34. I'll do 7. I'll do 34 from the archetype, 7 from the alchemy. Because then that way it's not as whatever, right? And we can say maybe ways that the angels are stepping in. Yeah. Because we have 34. The reason why I said it requires a settled spirit is because the 4 part is us. So we have to be in a settled, sort of stable space in order for I keep wanting to say alchemy, in order for the catalysis, the catalyzing of whatever to happen, right? It's almost like an extremely volatile process. And so if things aren't settled, then it like won't happen. Things will not proceed because it can portend disaster. Whatever this catalysm will be. We don't want the catalysm to turn into cataclysm, right? We only need 1 C. We don't need 2 C's. Okay, cool. That's what I'm gonna do. Am I gonna timestamp this? Sure, I'll timestamp it. I am feeling a little bad for like being extra rambly. I'll say intro. Did I ever? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did timestamp the beginning of that other one. Pulling at 16:50. Took me nearly 20 minutes to get this far. All right, cool. How many shuffles am I going to do? I'll do 7. 7 shuffles, and I will take hopefully 1. Like if only 1 card flips over or falls out, that would be perfect. That's 1, 2. Oh my gosh. This is happening like when I'll get a flip, but it'll like launch another card. Thankfully, only 1 card launched, and it launched on the side table. It didn't land on the floor. I kind of want to keep this face down for some reason. Oh, since I'm pulling before and after, and I got 2 of them, maybe I could do it that way. I'm going to do it that way. Thank you. That settled it for me. I could have. I said I wasn't going to put these on and look at me. I could have justified it, but no, I don't have to. Mixology refresher. Love that. Ooh. Apollyon, Angel of the Void. I love this. Angel of the Void, because that's Sagittarius right now. And that's what I'm going to say with the 34, because it was like the 4 is a settled spirit that allows some kind of divine catalysm. I want to say catalysis, but I feel like catalysis is a specific, or maybe not. I'm thinking like anabolism, catabolism, and maybe it's not that. Yeah, catalysis. That's for something to be catalyzed. There's some kind of divine catalysis. Catalysis, the acceleration of a chemical reaction by a catalyst. There you go. This divine catalysis requires a settled spirit. And because of that, I need to cut my nails. They're so long. Brain. The void of Sagittarius right now. That's what this is coming through. Because there's nothing in Sagittarius besides the MC, where I am on planet Earth at the time of this reading. Oh, I could probably show you. I don't think I can include the aspect from the MC, though. Actually, I may be able to. Chart for now. Those are the squares. Let's look at the trines. see it. Yeah. Okay. So you do see the aspect. See, right now there's that the MC in Sagittarius. You can see the star between the fire signs and the air signs. I wish I could make it just. If I do this, it'll clean it up a little bit. Yeah, that cleaned it up a little bit. That's what I'm talking about. So technically, right now, it's completed, right? Because of the MC in Sagittarius. But like that changes just like the rising sign changes. It goes through the entire zodiac in a day. Right. Excuse me. So that void in this trine between fire and air, like grand fire trine, grand air trine, that's occurring simultaneously in the early degrees of fire signs. That's where this angel of the void is stepping in to be the catalyst. But everything else, because the four is in the physical, everything else has to be in balance or accounted for in order for this to apply. So thank you, Apollyon, for volunteering. I'm curious, but I'm not going to look at what that is yet. Yeah, I am, because I'm going to pull for this one too. The other one in reverse, Asbiel, Angel of Ruin. I love Asbiel, Angel of Ruin in reverse because I haven't gotten Asbiel in this deck, but in the Angelarium year 2. Asbiel waits for peace to come to a world that knows no peace in order to, like, pretty sure Asbiel is like associated with like wisdom and stuff like that. And when the world was at peace, people would stop by to like hear stories. But when everyone went to war, no one was stopping by the Temple of Wisdom. And so Asbiel waits, and Asbiel becomes the Angel of Ruin because his temple falls into a state of disuse at a world that only knows war and never seeks that wisdom. So, for it to be in reverse means that either enough peace is establishing itself that people are seeking it out, or that even amidst the chaos that's going on, maybe because we're human, especially because of the chaos going on, if it rages for long enough, eventually we turn to wisdom. Right? Hopefully. But we'll read the book. We'll read the book and see. Anyway, let's continue. Oh, I'm not looking for followers. 2 archetypes came out. The Offering and the Castle. The Castle is number 43. And the Offering is number 64. 43 is interesting because that's the mirror of the 34 that is today. The Offering of a Castle gives an energy of service. Service to, I mean, because of anime that I've watched, it's like when you do a country a great service, or when you provide a kingdom a great deed, it's like in honor of that, the king will bestow like a title and land, right? And on that land, there is a castle. And the castle is offered again because of something that was done. That's the mirror of what I'm looking for. Bottom of the deck is Kairos, mythic time. Oh, I love this. Not only because we have the Angel of the Void, and this speaks of mythic time, but also it reminds me of the Spire that came out. Mazzy the True Sword Paladin. Actually it might have been that video. I feel like it may have started before that. There were some Magic the Gathering booster packs where we saw that come out a few times. But the Spire, that was like out of time. That was time locked. And for this castle to be offered because of a great service with the Angel of the Void here, it's like being granted access to that Spire that was kept away from time and whatever. Cool. Kairos, the Mentor, and Gnosis. Look at that. Look at those three. Under Gnosis is the Unseen. Are you kidding me? It's because of, with Kairos, the Mentor, and Gnosis, and with the offering of the castle, it's like it's because of something that is displayed. This energy has been coming out, I feel like, quite a bit lately too, right? It's like someone's granted access to something because of what they've already done to prove that they are worthy of it. But it was that same energy that was like the divine seeks out someone who was already expressing whatever that aspect of the divine is aligned with. Someone's like already expressing that. Now, of course, with Gnosis and with like this energy, it's like someone stumbles upon something that is divine, and then some aspect of the divine like takes them further into it. Um, Again, love that the Angel of the Void is the one that's like, yeah, I'll step forward. And it's in Sagittarius. Sagittarius, because the nodes are in Pisces Virgo, it would be, I almost want to say the other side of a T square. That would be Gemini. Now, the nodes are like pretty far into Pisces Virgo by now, but the nodes progress through the zodiac retrograde. But I'm not sure if Uranus will still be in Gemini when that happens or if it's going to retrograde into Taurus. So it's basically like, again, Sagittarius is empty right now. Sagittarius is the only sign that's not participating in this conjunction of grand trines. And so it's almost like if we were to step up and provide some early Sagittarian energy, and again, it's almost like that's the thing settled in the spirit. If we were to step up and be like a temporary standing for whatever that Sagittarian energy is in that void, then the angel would come through and like anchor it, would make it more permanent. Now, I would say that would probably, I mean, I guess it could be anything, so I'm not going to say anything. Cool. Let's just keep going. The unseen in the village. The shapeshifter. See? Somebody is like, and then the mountain in the south. All right. I don't even know what I'm looking for. Let me consult the book because this will make it way faster than reading XXXIV. 34 is the river. The river is associated with Neptune. Neptune, Poseidon. Right? And that was a thing for a hot minute because the river kept coming out. And horses are associated with Neptune, I think. And that was like one of the things, kind of distinctions between Neptune and Poseidon when I looked. It's like Neptune is more rivers and stuff, and Poseidon is more of the sea. But because I'm thinking of like Greece, like Italy, I'm pretty sure is like pretty coastal on both sides. So I don't know why. Maybe Greece is an island. Anyway, before and after the river. Before will be at the top, after will be on the bottom. There we go. Make that distinction real quick. If I can find it. What I love about this is that it's close to the top of the deck because I'm looking from the bottom. Before is the Destroyer, number 23. We see the Destroyer again. There's the river. After is the flame. 51 and 50. 50. The Bardo is after the river. The cave was before the Destroyer, which is actually interesting. I'll show you why. Like to have the cave and the Bardo sitting on opposite sides of this is extremely. It's like you're going through the cave, you hit the Bardo. But what I love about these two is whatever this energy is in the back, it's coming closer. Oh, and these are mirrors. What, 23 and 32? It's like in the cave, it's further back. In the Destroyer, you can see like more of the eyes and stuff, right? There, it's just like a pair of eyes in the dark. The flame is interesting because of the spark, the inner core. Cool. That's it, right? Yes. I put the wrong card back. Oh, good thing it's right here. I'm looking at the cave like, wait, that's supposed to be the Destroyer. Oh, this is big, like black hole energy. And the last not Dungeons and Dragons, the last Magic the Gathering booster pack was, what was it, like Edge of Eternities or something like that? Come on. Here we go. Maybe. Yeah, Edge of Eternities. With the Super Void. Remember Super Void? The Angel of the Void is here. What did it say? Just steer clear of the unstable super void at the center of the system unless you choose to harness the vast chaotic energies within. I'm pretty sure it's like the galactic center or whatever is around mid Sagittarius, which I'm pretty sure it's like I think it's around like 17 degrees. It may be earlier or later. I don't remember. It's far off from like the early marks, but it's still within the same sign. Now, the Destroyer, the last time we saw it was around, It was here. What was here? The moon was the card. The significator was water to fall. It's when I use the runes. Anyway, let's keep going. And also, I love the flame for Asbiel. Did I finish? I don't think I finished that thought. Yeah, so someone displays like an aspect, or in some way displays an aspect of divinity. We are the light that sits in Sagittarius, where this divine energy comes in and occupies that void to complete the star. Right? And what I love about that is, again, to complete the star. You see, I guess I could like do that. And then I could do this. And I can highlight, markup. Give me a highlighter. Highlighter. You can't even see that. Okay, well, give me something thicker. Oh, gosh. Not black. I want to be able to see it. I'll do the fire one in green and the air one in yellow. Does that help? See? Oh, maybe. Because the MC is in Sagittarius right now, it actually completes that star. Again, the timing of this was perfect. Was it planned? No. I wish, because I remember it was like months ago. I was looking around this time for some reason. I'm pretty sure it wasn't 8 Lionsgate, because that's not necessarily something that I look out for. No shade to Lionsgate. It's just not that it's not on my radar. Again, I don't know. Anyway, it like came up this time of year, and I was looking at the planets, and I was like, oh, that's almost like the star or whatever. But Sagittarius is empty. Anyway, so it was that whole like, because right now the world isn't peaceful. Maybe some people have like peace in their lives, but it's like amidst the chaos of the wisdom that we stop seeking, like someone, whoever this resonates for in some way, seeks that wisdom. So it's like a flame. The flame is lit in the darkness of the temple of wisdom. Someone has come to listen to this angel stories again. So that's why it feels like it's fitting that it's the flame there, where something went so dark. The destroyer on the angel of the void, though. Interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a shuffle, and I'm going to pull. Am I going to do 34 and 7 again? No. I'm going to pull the 34th from the top and from the bottom. The top will go to Apollyon. The bottom will go to Asbiel. I'll cut it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. No, this is the top. Is that the 10 of Swords? Is this the 10 of Swords? No, it's the Queen of Swords. Okay. It was in reverse. I guess I have the deck upside down. Yeah, I have the deck upside down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. We have death. Bottom of the deck is the Two of Cups. Ariel. Right? Rel. You see that? That golden portal-y thing in this death card energy with the flame, with this angel of ruin. The temple of this angel that's fallen into ruin. And it's like, the portal is open. Cool. Love it. All right. Now we go here. I don't have cards to read. 34 before and after for Apollyon. 7 before and after for Asbiel. Oop, that did not shut well. I feel a heat rising in my chest. All right, and then we'll give it a cut. Guess what's at the bottom of the deck? This card actually came out recently. No, it was at the bottom of the deck with another card at the bottom of the deck. The Void. Ether. Angel of the Void. Even the Destroyer is sitting in the Void. Thanks. Maybe I need all this confirmation because I feel like I'm volunteering some kind of divine energy. And the sap of the moon plant. The Void and the sap of the moon plant? With summer right behind that? Is it not summer right now? What? Oh, let me consult the book so I know what I'm looking for. Make this a little quicker. 7 and 34. Where's my table of contents? There we go. Number 7 is Saturn, because of course. Number 34 is Vinegar, because why not? I love 34, because again, the Destroyer is here. That's why I'm like, Vinegar. Yeah, it makes sense. Saturn and Vinegar. Let's see if I can recognize these cards. I'm pretty sure I should be able to. I have Vinegar in my mind's eye. I know what that looks like. Saturn is right here. Before Saturn is number 54, the Blue Temple. Saturn is number 7. Oh, the Blue Temple and Asbiel's temple fell into ruin. Okay. All right. Then there's Saturn. And then it's Vinegar. They're literally right next to each other. That's crazy. 7 and 34. All right. So before Vinegar is Saturn. So this goes up here. Oh, bro, I'm confused. I'm confused. Oh, I have the cards. Okay. So before Saturn was the Blue Temple. After Saturn is Vinegar. Before Vinegar is Saturn. And after Vinegar is Iron. There we go. That was nearly harrowing. We have fog and the moon as the cards before and after the after, because these were clumped together. I kind of want to like make sure that I have these. That feels significant. Who's the angel at the bottom over here? Semyaza, Angel of Pride. I love that Semyaza is at the bottom of the deck because that makes perfect sense. Semyaza is basically um, Semyaza reclaimed his divinity and became the first king or whatever. So it fits. Cool. It's this way. Just making sure I have these in the same way. All right. So how am I going to do this? Let's do it this way. The essence of the flame with the ability of vinegar and the blue temple. There's something about this, and I was actually getting this energy off of this card. And I don't know if it's a matter of undivided attention or if it is a surge of like revitalization. Right? Like imagine that there are, and if you've seen any piece of media where there are gods whose power corresponds to their number of worshipers, right? So, like, the more people that worship them, the more powerful they are. And then when they're forgotten, they become significantly weaker than they were in their heyday. It's like that, but it's like the power of the gods are set. And the more people that like worship them, the more that power is divided. So to be the solitary flame in this ruined temple is to get like this undivided attention. Like something about like it fills up something that comes out, and that's why it's vinegar. It seeks to overpower. Now, because the story of Asbiel is what it is, and because the world is what it is, that could be a good thing. It's a wisdom that seeks to overcome chaos no matter, not like no matter the cost, but like fervently, maybe. That's one of the powers. Then we have Apollyon with this Queen of Swords. The Destroyer and Saturn and Iron. And we see Mars on this. So iron must be the element of Mars. I'm like trying to get all these in the same line. I almost want to start with Asbiel first. It's timestamp time. Usually I avoid putting like the name because then it's like if it's supposed to be a surprise, the timestamps will like ruin the surprise. Like, oh, who came out? Did anyone come out? Did he have to use the SKT if someone's like watching this later? Because I said if like an angel didn't come out, I'd use the SKT. So I'll just timestamp it as 34. 34. There we go. And I'll say 50, 30. And then I'll do 7 for the other one. All right. And now I just like read from books. Are you ready for the fun part? Ready to listen to me read someone else's words? Apollyon number 65, page number, Angel of the Void. Apollyon, Angel of the Void. The shifting form of Apollyon was unfathomably rare to encounter. Though his name was observed in the Valley of Idols, there was little evidence of his physical presence. Perhaps, some thought, he had forsaken his brothers to wander out into the uncharted lands. But no, Apollyon was with them always. He stood tall against the night sky, looking down on the land with loving radiance. His translucent robes flowed silently between the stars, passing the light down to the earth without a trace of interference. Although no one witnessed the blessings that Apollyon gifted them, they were all blessed the same. They were blessed all the same. In every moment of silence, in every absence of light, the angel of the void witnessed their virtue and honored their solidarity. Witnessing virtue and honoring solidarity sounds like this energy to me. Loki, Hikey, Hickey. When a catastrophe came and many died, Apollyon smiled at their passing into darkness. The dead were his kin as fully as the living. Domains are invisibility, meditation, and quiet. This card suggests that an unseen force in your life is exerting its will on you. While it may not be possible to see the thing itself, you can sometimes see the shadow it casts. In the moment between moments, there is insight into the ways in which silent things speak. Trust your intuition to gain access to information that your conscious mind cannot access on its own. And that is paired with. Girl, come on. I literally just had it. Here it is. I'm like, I literally just had the book. 44. Okay, cool. Yelahaya, the Eternal God. I kind of love that combination. So this is the Angel of the Void, the Eternal God. And it literally mentions, it's like, perhaps some thought he had forsaken his brothers to wander out into the uncharted lands, but no, Apollyon was with them always. He stood tall against the night sky, looking down on the land with loving radiance. His translucent robes flowed silently between the stars, passing the light down to the earth without a trace of interference. And we have the Eternal God. Because of the cave and this destroyer, and also because the entry mentioned, like, I don't know, there's something about like glimpsing the form because it's drawing nearer. And again, in the cave, it was just a pair of eyes in the darkness. Here you're starting to see a face. The essence of the destroyer with the abilities of Saturn and Iron. How are we going to do this? So the essence here, open to the judge, which is number 1423. Excuse me. The savage, the unexpected, the rejected. The destroyer, the final of the three archetypes in the trio of existence, has necessary yet painful work to do in the world. Culturally, we have an aversion to endings, and we hang on to performance as a signifier. We hang on to performance as a signifier of success. Yet the destroyer pulls the rug from underneath relationships, jobs, homes, and all forms of security. It's the part of us that wants things to end. Its painful orientation is to uncover our true purpose. The destroyer does not let us linger long in comforts, as it knows not much happens in that realm. With its piercing eyes, it seeks out stagnancy from a distance, and the rest becomes history. In the old myths, this is the moment when heads begin to roll, the ground opens up, and castles crumble. Hold on for the ride. The destroyer has arrived. The eternal, silent, loving aspect has arrived. Saturn is 7. Iron is 22. 23, 22. I kind of wish. Oof, girl. I'm like, now that like Saturn is here, I'm like, oh, maybe I should have went for a different deck. 22. There we go. So the essence is the essence of the destroyer. What I like, it's like just as change is a constant, creation and destruction are also constants. And like the dance of creation and destruction, it's like I feel like you can very rarely have one without the other. In order for something to begin, something else must end. Even if what's ending is like the absence of the thing that is being created. Right. And oxygen became rich enough on our world for life as we know it to thrive. That was the end of an era of anoxic beings, even if those anoxic beings were like bacteria. Saturn, structure, authority, consequences. Saturn is known as the great ruler, the authoritative father, and the structuring force. Limitations, rules, logistics, and laws all fall under Saturn's claim, and they insist on our adherence. Saturn constricts, it corrects, it governs. The force of this planet is mind-bogglingly frustrating, especially for creative types, as it can feel like one limitation after another. Yet its ability to support is unmatched. No creative project without the Saturnian qualities of commitment, endurance, and steadiness. The tick tock reminds us of this planet's steadfast presence, eternally measuring. The eternal God, eternally measuring. It's no surprise it's associated with the metal lead and the qualities of density and weight. To embrace Saturn is to embrace the foundation and become one's own central authority. It is not as dull or as easy as it sounds. That's Saturn's secret. Becoming one's own central authority. And then ferrum iron is magnetism, reliability, and Mars. Iron is a reliable metal that can withstand great pressure. Over the centuries, we have come to utilize this metal extensively, mixing it with carbon to create the steel bridges, highways, and infrastructures that span across the globe. In alchemy, iron is associated with the planet Mars and shares its qualities of being strong, assertive, and potentially warlike. When the iron card appears, there is a call to rely only on the reliable. What truly supports you? What have you already built? Iron dwells at the center of Earth, so when all else feels lost, go inward. There is a deep magnet there that pulls you toward what is steady and true. For the moment, Put your words and weapons down and let yourself be held by the structure that is already in place. Hold up. Girl, who is this? I just felt my foot. Oh, it's the hunter. I just felt my foot like slide on like the smooth back of something. It's the hunter, number 9. Okay, I guess you want it to be found here. It's interesting because if I show you the river, if I can find the river, you see this in the river? It's like the hunter. But in the reflection of the water, it's moving a different way. Who knows? This is, there's an ever presence here, with this being the eternal God. With Saturn and a centralization on one's own authority, it gives, it's like immovable or unshakable. With iron, it's like sovereign something or power of will. Like the ability of Saturn makes one like stable within themselves. The ability of iron, it's like it allows someone to assert themselves externally, which is a powerful combination because it's like whenever you move out into the world or whenever you engage with external forces, it's a battle of wills. So to have an unshakable will is to always come out on top. And it feels like that's why it's this aspect of the destroyer, or it's this aspect of like destruction. Because everything will break against you. This is like the how. I guess it doesn't. That's beyond the scope of this reading. Beyond the scope of my intentions is the like why. Now, if these two are truly paired together, that would be great because pretty sure Asbiel is associated with wisdom. With an energy that solid and that powerful, you would hope it would be like you, it's like you would hope that the hills that it chooses to stand on and defend would be righteous ones. And Sagittarius is like through that like global or like international travel, the expansion of Jupiter. It's like it spans the world, the globe, or worlds rather than spanning like Gemini local community. Also, the thing about like Apollyon in Catastrophe, Apollyon welcomes the dead because they're his kin in the afterlife as they were when they were living. It's not like a finality. I guess there's some kind of element of finality here. There's actually in that, so in the inspiration for this, that audiobook series that I was listening to, um, there's a person that um, who becomes obstinate, right? That's the word I want. Hey, Google, define obstinate.
Here's the definition of obstinate: stubbornly refusing to change one's opinion or chosen course of action, despite attempts to persuade one to do so.
Yeah. There's someone who becomes obstinate who has an unbreakable will. Now, the new series I'm starting, there's another main character with an unbreakable will. And both of these, like someone of an unbreakable will is like the central, it's the main character. And the first one, and the one who becomes more, who takes a step onto the other side. It's like you could say that his purest aspect is like conviction, right? And so it's almost like as I was like listening to it as it was building up in my mind, it's like if he were ever to waver on where he stood, or if he were ever to like not give up, yeah, I guess if he were ever to give up on his conviction, who he established himself to be would be shaken or broken, or it's almost like it would lose its power because again he takes a step onto the other side, and that's literally his divine aspect, you could say. Anyway, it's an unshakable will. The power to always be under one's own authority. I could pull before and after. I almost want to say like the Nine of Wands, maybe. I feel like the deck would matter, like especially the Nine of Wands and the Witch's Tarot. We saw a Nine of Wands energy recently. It was the Nine of Wands and the Ten of Swords and the Gilded Tarot Royale, where the swords like weren't actually penetrating the person. Anyway, you could. This would read as I could see this reading as immortality. Um, just because of how like sturdily this energy stands. Like it stands so strong that not even time will wear it down. Cool. Why is the hunter here? Now, maybe the hunter is here because this is an energy in motion, right? With this as it is, it almost, besides the destroyer, with that Saturn iron combination, it almost, to me, it defaults as like pacifistic and stationary. It doesn't read as an energy that uses its authority to assert whatever in a conquesty type of way. But because the hunter is here, maybe there are things that it is moving to seek out or sort out. Cool. Let's timestamp the second one, which is 7/1/09/45. Now this one, we have 56 and SBL. I want to get 56 first so I can be ready. Nehemiah was 57. We just saw that one. God worthy of praise. Poyel or Poyel? Oh wow! This is God who sustains the universe. Wait, wait. Did I read the right? Hold up. The eternal God, the eternal God. Both Yelahiah and Mebahiah are the eternal God. Because like 55 says the eternal God, and I was like, wait, I know we didn't have like a 55-56 situation. What's going on? All right, where's Asbiel? 55 is the mirror to 65, which is the page 56 is the mirror to 65, which is the page that Apollyon was on. Asbiel is on page 37. Angel of Ruin. The great sage Asbiel was a beloved storyteller. There was little he did not know. There was little he did not know, at least a little about. Oh, there's little he did not know, at least a little about, and there was no topic on which he was not willing to speak at length. Gifts were brought to him regularly from those who wished to gain from his insight. This was a tradition that he loved, accepting any manner of well considered contribution. His orations started at dawn each day. The constant stream of tokens he was presented with meant he spent his day speaking almost without end. Despite his agelessness, Asbiel struck people as an old soul. He would smoke an elaborate wooden pipe and taught many men to do the same. Propping open the corner of his beak, the pipe made the appearance of a wry smile permanently affixed to his strange bird like face. It was a tragedy when his mind began to fade, but he still remembered the world as a glorious place, even long after it had passed into chaos. Domains are hope, severance, and shipwrecks. Revealing this card is a sign that it's time to let something go. Failure to allow things to come to a clean end will force them to remain in a state of disrepair. When you are finally forced to acknowledge the end, you will have wished that you'd acknowledged your loss sooner. A door to the healing process is open if you have the courage to walk through it. And again, the angel here is God who sustains the universe. Yeah, this book didn't mention as much. But again, with the flame, this could be a spark of clarity, right? If his mind did begin to fade, he still remembered the world as a glorious place even long after it had passed away into chaos. And then we have the flame. The flame and the Azure Temple. 34 and 54. So we have judgment in between them. Oh, that's 24. I was like, what? 34 and 54. That's 45. Come on, Patrick. With 54. And then this is number 51. The Bardo is number 50. Yeah. Excuse me, I said that 50-51. The flame, the fire, the spark, the glimmer. A glimmer of hope in a world lost to chaos. And in Sanskrit, the word for fire is Agni. The ancient yogi saw this flame at the center of the abdomen and believed it to be responsible for our vitality. When it is lit, we are connected to our purpose and sense that life is a sacred gift. It is said that those who cannot see the sacred around them have let their inner flame go out. Think of this card as a call to reignite that fire, to cup your hands gently around those things you've forgotten and protect the flame no matter how harshly the winds around you blow. It could be an inner archetype that begs you to light its wick. It is likely that the poet, the mystic, or the shaman will call to you with the language of the flame. So it's the essence of the flame with the ability of. I didn't even tie these to. It's fine. Acetum, vinegar. Acidity, distillation, and memory. The tongue knows vinegar. Even the suggestion of receiving a few drops into the mouth reminds us of vinegar's sour and lip puckering qualities. In alchemy, vinegar serves as an active agent of distillation, fermentation, and preservation. It is incredibly useful when applied in the right amounts and with intention. This said, it can be easily overused, overwhelming the situation at hand. When the vinegar card is present in a reading, it indicates a sour note permeates the laboratory. It is likely something from the past is showing up in the present and demanding our attention. It is in vinegar's nature to take over, to overwhelm. Be cautious with this material. A little goes a long way. As they say, it is productive to look at our past, but not to stare. Such is the complex energy of vinegar. The azure vault, the blue temple, the celestial realm, the imagination, and expansiveness. Welcome to the Blue Temple, the home of the alchemical imagination. You have entered a space of new depths, new possibilities. The inner eye opens and you become willing to see in a new way. To understand this card, one must study blue itself. It is the celestial color of the sky, the ocean, and the peacock's tail. Though potent, blue slips away. Through this color, our imagination threads together experiences both grim and glorious. We are taken into the depths of mood, of tone, of the rhythm of the blues. The eternal mystery of blue will only deepen as we study it, and this is precisely the point. Leave the cerebral behind, cloak yourself in the sapphire robe, and sit quietly in the vault of mysteries. Gnosis was here. Yeah, Kairos, the mentor, and Gnosis. Then we have the Void, the Sap of the Moon flower, Sap of the Moon plant, and Summer. It seems like the Destroyer aside, maybe not. It seems like these two things are connected. And so I love that again this one came out in reverse because it's almost like the shadow of the other one. Whenever you have an unshakable will, whenever you are solid and unwavering in something, it's almost not impossible. It's very easy to uncover more and more things. And depending on the nature of that conviction or commitment, like depending on its scope, I guess, it can be easy to get lost in it, but to also experience significant like breakthroughs or insights from them, from it. It's like you can't go, especially with like Asriel being the sage, you can't go deeper into something and not have new insights, right? It's like all the people that are like, yeah, like I went and like I studied abroad, or I went on an international trip, like I went somewhere else and I saw how people lived, or I experienced a different culture, and it opened my eyes to like so much in the world. But there's something with that solidness of will, and especially this flame, where it makes the insight more, you could say, divine in nature. And it makes it more divine in nature because if you're not swayed by your circumstances, if you're not moved by the movements of like the planet and the planets, with that like steady gaze, steady focus, it becomes really easy to like see the bigger picture, or to see the things. It's like Apollyon becomes extremely apparent because you're not in the hustle and the bustle and the sway of everything that's happening. You see what's constant, or you see those constants. And then as things begin to shift, it's like you notice the forces that like balance them out, or that like play off of that momentum and increase it. So where the others would be a power of will and to assert that will, this is a power of insight. The blue temple fits the power of insight. Maybe vinegar. It's almost like vinegar as a participant in distillation. What number is that? 34. Excuse me. Oof, this book is bent. The river. I'm in the wrong book. I'm like, I'm like the river. Excuse me. Um, with that distillation, vinegar serves as an active agent of distillation, fermentation, and preservation. Especially with that distillation, it's able to like break things down. So it's almost like this is the power to break things down into their constituent pieces, and then to glean greater insight from it. You could say it's like an ability to pierce veils, even if it's a veil of like illusion, a veil of like lies and trickery, a veil of like self illusion, self deceit, like things we don't want to see. And so we tend to naturally avoid them, or our thoughts tend to process things in a certain kind of way. This is an ability like, to like be the light in the darkness, to make things seen. It's that clarity, especially with Asbiel in reverse. where his mind may have slipped before, it is extremely clear now. And maybe because the mind slipped in whatever way it slipped, it's better able to see through whatever illusions. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that this is in that Sagittarian void. Oh, the hunter, the horse, Sagittarius, the centaur. I don't think there is a centaur in this deck, but for the hunter to ride on horseback is essentially to be the centaur. And so we have the aspect of Sagittarius that is like free spirited and strong willed. And then also the aspect of Sagittarius that is very keen and able to dive into the theoretical depths of, like, dive into the theory, into the play behind the play. What I love about this combination is because they came out together, when both of these are used simultaneously, it almost feels like without the insight and the, like, veil piercer of Asbiel, we could, our vision could be sort of like tinted, things could be framed in a certain kind of way. We could become more susceptible to certain narratives because of our past, our experiences, how we're raised, what we've had access to and what we haven't. And then we could use that indomitable will in ways that don't align with who we really are and what we really stand for, right? We could be deceived into thinking that something is happening that's not happening. We could be taken advantage of. But with the veil piercer of Asbiel, with that flame, with that clarity, it's like we're able to digest what we're seeing. We're able to, like, pick apart the words, the images, like all of these different aspects that are expertly bound together and craft that are expertly bound together whenever a narrative is crafted, right? It's like we can't, most things we consume, we don't consume in silence, for example. And, like, people have been using sound to evoke certain emotions forever. And even if things aren't accompanied by, like, a track, like a background track that's like playing a certain kind of music, we use tonality and voice to evoke certain emotions or to evoke certain feelings in others, let alone all of the myriad different, like, rhetoric is high key. I remember taking rhetoric in high school and just being like, like, you learn about ethos, pathos, logos. Depending, maybe you start to learn about certain, like, fallacies and stuff like that, and stuff like that. But, like, rhetoric is an incredibly powerful tool, and that's why certain, like, manipulators are so good manipulators of whatever, because they know how to present what they're selling and sell it in a way to, like, make you feel something and then to sway you to in whatever direction they want to sway you. I almost want to pull. have a few more decks. I have the SKT, the Elemental Oracle, and the Mirror Truth Lenormand. I could go for the Mirror Truth Lenormand. There is a 34th card. So are we going to 34 and 7 again? Sure, I'll 34 and 7 again. 34 to what we stand against our 4. 7 for what we see through. I should use, actually, I'm not going to use the Mirror of Truth Lenormand. I'm going to use the Gilded Reverie Lenormand because it is expanded and it has like a magnifying glass and like dice and stuff like that. That's feeling like the vibe. Because I think it's like there are a lot of righteous hearts. There are a lot of people whose like heart is in the right place and stuff like that. But that may be not, I don't want to say gullible. I will say misled. That may be misled. So all of that conviction, all of that will, all of that power is used again in ways that don't align with the truth. And that almost gets back to the like red, green, colorblind, and then like the blue thing, right? Number 8, the coffin with Anubis on it just flipped out, which is the 9 of diamonds, 9 of pentacles. We just saw the 9 of pentacles. It was the title card, the 4 of wands, and the 9 of pentacles. Bottom of the deck, it's the snake and the lily. No, the snake and the bouquet. But I'm looking before and after 7. There's no card before 7. There's only, oh my gosh, 7, 8, 9 or 8, 7, 9. 8, 6, 7, 5, 3, 0, 9. It started with 8 and it ended with 9. And there's a 7 in there. There's only the card after the 7. So now I'm looking before and after 34. Before 34 is the sun. After 34 is the garden. 34 is the fish. I love that in this garden, there's like this greenhouse because it's like it's the sun and everything that's nurtured by the sun. And this is for the destroyer, for that power of will, that indomitable will. So again, it's a power, it's a gift that is supposed to be used to in like the care of others. And again, like with that with this being in the void of Sagittarius, and with Sagittarius being the gateway to universal energies, um, it's like it's meant for, again, like it spans planets, if not worlds, multiple, rather than it being Gemini. It's meant to benefit all. It's an energy that's meant to stand for all. And then there's just like a bouquet. There's a bouquet of flowers down here. Which feels like appreciation. Like there's some aspect of the divine that is like grateful to be remembered or engaged with. Especially, and it feels like it becomes more difficult. I don't know if there's anywhere we stand or I don't know if there's anywhere we can stand amidst everything that makes it easier to seek this energy out, to seek out what has fallen into ruin. Whether we are concerned with our survival or whether we're worried about like making sure that we don't lose a position of advantage or we don't lose our stability if we find ourselves in a good. It's like if you're at the bottom of the wheel, you want to get to the top, and if you're at the top, you want to stay on top. I think the flowers also sort of indicate other gifts. But that feels like it's part of also part of that whole Sagittarian deep dive, the sage, like all of the insights that the veil piercer gains and like the further impact of like that information and like what it means. It's like gifts that keep on giving. Cool. It doesn't seem like this energy is particularly inaccessible though. At least in the on the surface. It seems like there are many who would have an indomitable, well, maybe. Maybe not. I was going to say it seems like there are many who would have or appear to have indomitable wills and that see through veils and illusions, or at least we would feel like we do. The indomitability, though, that may be more rare. And with like seeing through illusions, with piercing the veil, it's entirely possible for one to think that they do, but don't. Right? Cool. So, yeah, that's what we have. We have Apollyon, Angel of the Void, the Eternal God, the essence of the Destroyer, with the powers of, was it like Sovereign Will? Yeah, just Sovereign Will amalgamated. And Asbiel, Angel of Ruin in reverse. So, what's the opposite of ruin? Let's see. Ruin antonym. Ruin antonyms in English. 264 similar and opposite words. Restoration. Maybe we'll do that one. Yeah, I like that. But that's a verb. Is there like a noun? Do nouns have antonyms? Preservation. Common antonyms include reconstruction, restoration, building, creation, or preservation. Vinegar is used in preservation. But I meant like as a location, a city. Yeah. So then we have Asbiel, the angel of preservation. Yeah, because it tells stories and it remembers the world as it was, right? With its essence of the flame and the essence ability. I want to say like peerless insight or peerless vision. Not just vision, peerless insight. Not a company. I'm not looking for a company with its corporate office in San Francisco, even though I was high key just talking about San Francisco. The person who does my hair, the Scorpio I was talking about earlier, he said he would like to visit San Francisco. We talked about it a little bit. Let's see. Let's just see what peerless definition. Unequaled or unrivaled. That's, oh, I guess maybe. Matchless, incomparable. Oh, peerless. It has no peer. It has no peers. It's in a class of its own. Peerless insight. Insight that goes beyond insight. Cool. So what we have sovereign will and peerless insight. Now, I kind of want to. I'm gonna shuffle these again. Actually, yeah. Oh no, but these are different. The thread. Cool. All right. What's interesting is I don't think it's in this version of Semyaza. It's in the Angelarium Year 2 collection. There's one of the Semyazas that looks up at it's like as the angels sang, a speck of light fell to the earth, and then it looked up at the shadow that light cast, and it remembered. And then we have Apollyon, which is like the night sky, an invisible veil. So Semyaza gazed beyond Apollyon to see whatever. Cool. All right. Yeah. This sovereign will, whatever, this isn't a sovereignty that is self focused or self centric. Like this sovereign energy has land, has a kingdom that it opens up to others. And there is an energy of responsibility there. I have to go to the restroom. So cool. I guess I'll end this. No final cards. Oh, goodness, we'll try to make it quick. I say that because of the sun and the garden. And again, there's a greenhouse in the garden. It's to be this sun and to be responsible for something or someone. And I think a lot of times when we talk about sovereignty, it's like a personal sovereignty. And to be responsible for others is a heavy weight. Um, that not all are necessarily called to. because at the very least, not all desire it. And like, it's a kind of sovereignty that isn't, it's a sovereignty that's not meant to rule, which makes it very tricky. Because the sovereign lands, the lands of that sovereign, are meant to be a haven, but the sovereign is not meant to rule anyone. All right. Cool. Oh, sovereign land. And then there's the castle. Yeah, there was that energy, right? Of the fiefdom, of the kingdom, of the lands that one is given to govern. But in that example of like the king giving someone a title and giving them lands to rule, it's still the king that is like the leader of those lands. The person who holds the title is the liaison, is the intermediary, is the face to the people, and is responsible for the people. But that's not who rules. The person that rules is the king, right? And yeah, that can, yeah, cool. So yeah, basically all of this just to get back to that 34 energy. To be solid within the self. That's literally Apollyon, what that sovereign will is sovereign within the self. And then peerless insight of the angel of regeneration is the 3 that is the catalyst. Now, I didn't necessarily, I don't know, there's something about this Queen of Swords. Well, because of all these upright swords in the Queen of Swords, it's almost like she has an army or she has followers. Excuse me. I'm so tired. I woke up on time today. I went to sleep at a semi decent hour. I woke up at a decent hour and I got sleepy so quick. I was like dozing under the dryer. All right. Thank you, Apollyon. For those who brave the chaos of the void, right? This, oh yeah, that kind of sort of, when I did that too, this sovereign will allow someone to withstand the forces of the void. I feel like I didn't even really talk about that moon fog, but that's fine. That song is in my head again. Quiver and shiver, little tree, silver and gold throw down on me. Do 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 do. What? The deck is not complete. The hunter is still on the table. Yeah. Whatever that hunter energy resonates to. Again, because of Mars in that iron, there was an active component to that sovereign will. Usually, when I think sovereign will, I think establishing a domain and like occupying, guarding, maintaining that domain. Not necessarily going out and conquering lands, but it's to be a bastion of peace and to bring calmness to the quote unquote world. And again, it's Sagittarius, so it's not necessarily Gemini. I'm assuming there'd be an element of diplomacy, but that's all assumption. Maybe wishful thinking. But again, it's a sovereign, not a conqueror. Maybe it, like in the energy of tribe, there are others that fall under that same sovereign banner, but that whose wills are being like tested. And so the sovereign is to be a beacon to those. There's a Polyon again. Kakabiel, Angel of the Stars, the Void and the Stars. Cool. That wasn't a shuffle. All right. Final Angelarium. Actually, I'm not going to get a final one of these. I mean, I am, but I'm not, but I am. Because I'm going to like flip one over. Actually, no. I'll just leave it face down. I'm not going to get a final one because I already have volunteers. Yeah, sure. You know what? I'll give it 3, 2, 1. Cool. Sariel, Angel of the Waning Moon. The moon is waxing right now because the full moon is coming up. The moon shall wane soon. I feel like wane soon. I feel like it's almost like a name. Wane soon. But let's see. I don't even know how to. I can spell soon like TSUN. How would I spell Wayne? Wayne soon, because I know like Shane soon is like a Mortal Kombat character. Wayne. Not Wing Chun. How do you say Wayne? What would Wayne be? I mean, I guess Wayne. Oh, come on. I know Ian. Yin. Yang. Yang. Wang. But that's like Wong. No. Actor known for Yellow Faced Tiger, 1974. Anyway, it's fine. That's Wong. Yin Yang. I guess it is Yang and not necessarily Yang. It's fine. Well, oh wait, I can speak. Let's see. Let's see if Translate gives me anything. Probably not. Do I gotta go Mandarin? It's not Cantonese. I'll do Chinese simplified. Wayne soon. Winter. Wayne soon. Wait, is that it?
When?
When? Arts? When soon? Let's try that one. What? Yeah, anyway, it's fine. It's fine. All right. Now let's get this one. This I will get a final card. Final archetype. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh. It's almost like maybe it's like with Apollyon and with that whole like the offering of the castle and stuff, there is some what two cards. The Sustainer and the Eternal Child. Love that. I really love this energy. We just saw the Eternal Child and um God, the Sustainer of the universe, was number oh was number 56. We saw the inner child being that spark. This is the one that sustains it, though. God who sustains the universe. I was gonna say it's like um sovereign lands become bastions. So the sovereign land would be the aspect of divinity, I guess, that one displays. And then they would be met by the divine and becoming a bastion, right? You could say, from a certain lens and viewpoint and perspective, um, to be unwavering is divine because it is to be what is, right? And what is, although there may be times where it no longer, it's like, although there may be situations, circumstances where like it fades to memory, it's like from beginning to end, it is what it is. And it's never anything different. And then we have two other cards, the Father and the Mentor. But the Mentor was like this. Like this is how they came out. Almost, I guess I could put it like this. Where the Mentor like flies that line between the Father. We just saw the Eternal Child. When the Eternal Child came out, there was a whole thing between the mother and the father. Cool. Bottom of the deck is the Shaman. The flame is associated with the Shaman. I shall read it again. It was number 51, I remember. It is likely that the poet, the mystic, or the shaman would call to you with the language of the flame. And there we go. Cool. Oh yeah, and the flame is the spark. The spark is the core of the inner child, and this is an energy that sustains that inner child. It sustains the spark. We saw the mentor between Kairos and Gnosis. The father is making an appearance. Your Father who art in heaven, hallowed be his name. His kingdom come, his will be done, right? His kingdom come, his will be done, sovereign will, sovereignty, sovereign lands that are being turned into a bastion with that offering of a castle. And there are, I'm like, I know plenty of people who do like grid work and stuff like that. Ooh, Massa Confusa and the Uncreated. Chaos Uncreated. See, that's that Angel of Ruin and reverse energy. Right? He still remembered like the glorious days when the world passed away into chaos, but it was in reverse with the flame, with that awakening, with death, the transformation. And then there's Mars. Just like Mars was on iron. Mars is in Saturn is in Aries. Mars is in Libra. So there's an opposition between Mars and Saturn right now. But it was the element of Mars. Saturn is in the sign of Mars, Aries. And so would have access to that element being in Aries, even if the planet itself is sitting opposite. But it's honestly giving, especially because of the destroyer. The path starts in Saturn and it ends in Mars. And because they're at opposite ends, it cleaves the entire zodiac in twain, in two. We just saw the blade, the unseen, and the tear or the tear. I forget what card came out. We have Sublimatio, Sublimation that came out, and Copper, Eris, Element of Venus at the bottom of the deck. Venus, did she or did she not just enter Leo? Where's Venus? Venus is in Cancer, trining something in Mercury. Mercury, trining something in Scorpio. Oh, it moved. It moved. See, it's broken. The trine is broken. No. You see that line? Here. I'll do this again. I'll have to do it like in a dashed line. So green was fire. Oh, wow. So, oop. I'ma do my best. Oops. Well, hold on. Let me undo that. Oh, I need to hold up. Wait 1 second. I'm effing this all the way up. All the way up. Because it was to Saturn And that's Capricorn. So we need to go here, closer to Scorpio. Right? Oof. Girl, I'm trying, okay? I'm probably effing this all the way up. Because it moved. The MC moved. It's constantly moving. So this is where it is now. I tried to do dash lines. Because trying between. Um, no. I did the wrong line. Goodness. I knew it was off. I was like, no, it's not trying in the sun. Can I just, I guess I can remark this up. You'll just have to like ignore one of these lines. Can I erase it? Nope, it's already. Oh, goodness. Oh, well, it's fine. It's too late. I can do it in another color though. So you'll have to ignore the green line and focus on the red line because it's this one. Oh, girl. Anyway, it's fine. The fire trine is broken. It has dissolved. The grand fire trine has dissolved because it's this line here between Saturn and Neptune and Mercury. It was that line. And it was going here to early Sagittarius. Okay. So ignore the green if you can. That red line, dash line, that trine is still there. But since the MC moved, it's broken. Where, again, like we had, because the MC was in early Sagittarius at the beginning of the video, we had that star. So cool. We captured that moment. Sublimation and copper. I kind of love that. Love that energy. Sublimatio. That's to go from directly from solid to gas, bypassing the liquid phase, the right temperature and pressure. LXVII 67. LXVII. Sublimatio. This is elevation, rising, and flight. Sublimatio is the great alchemical operation of air. We still have that air trine. Between, no, that's Aries. Between Mars in Libra, Uranus in Gemini, Pluto in Aquarius. It occurs when there is enough heat to change a solid substance into gas, causing it to rise up, up, and away. Therefore, when sublimatio was present, there is an aspect of celebrated elevation, of ascending above and gaining a greater perspective. Birds in flight, mountain peaks, ladders, and balloons are all sublimatio images. As with all the operations, sublimatio has a shadow potential. Through ascension, there is a risk of separating from others, of sensing oneself higher or above. This risk is particularly great in spiritual traditions that offer a linear model of achievement. The divine alchemist rises humbly and supports the upliftment of others, always in touch with the cycle of humanity. Service is the natural balancing agent for a sublimatio. It may be the next rung on your ladder. So high key, high key, that energy. Thank you. And again, that's the whole like bastion energy. Like it's meant to serve others, it's meant to be of benefit to others, but the sovereign is not meant to rule. It's not meant to rule others. The sovereign only rules themselves. So there's a little, like, it's not a dichotomy. It's not paradoxical at all. It feels like if it is, it's because it's a people thing. Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm sovereign, but I don't rule over people. Like, yeah. Or like, to rule land, but not people. To rule a land, but not the people that live on it, could be potentially a strange concept to some, right? What was the last alchemy? Oh, it was the 2 and 2. Yeah, I remember. I remember now. I don't remember what they were, but I do remember. Cool. And I think, like she mentioned, the shadow of that air is to be above, to think ourselves above one another. Oops. And you could say to be sovereign is to exist outside of. You could say, right? Because we may think, right? Because it could be an easy logical thing, fallacy maybe, to go like, if you're not ruled by something, or if you're not controlled by something, then you control it or you rule over it. And in that, like, I am sovereign, you have no control over me, therefore I have control over you. Kind of weird, slippery ish slope. That's when things can tend to the shadow of sublimation. But if we think of sovereignty as like being outside of, then maybe it helps us not fall into that particular trap. 10 of Wands, we just saw you. It was the 10 of Wands and the Emperor at the cut. This time it's at the cut where the Page of Pentacles. I feel like we saw this Page of Pentacles before because of the concentric rings in the back. That's the Orb of Dominion. Or it's the orb that sits atop the stump in the Orb of Dominion. Right? We just saw the 10 of Wands with the Emperor. That's the thing that makes the Emperor, bestowed by this angel. Yeah. Oh, and they're all spilling. They have all spilled out. Let's try to put you back together. There we go. Slippery, glossy cards. Yeah, it's like we don't call for Apollyon. Apollyon finds us. It's Bastion season. All right. Final card. Clean flipper, clean fall, please. I feel like I can get one of these, right? I'll do 5. Oh. 4. 3. 2. 1. Because these are other angels, I'm not going to clean flip or clean fall because I didn't do it with the other angels. Bottom of the deck, though, is number 55, Mebahaya, which is the world. This is an Emperor meets Empress energy, meets some other kind of energy. So the orb of dominion, I guess, at the bottom. Hold on, wait. Here, I'll do this. Under this is judgment. Judgment in the world. Wow. With the lovers before that. The lovers, judgment in the world. See, that's why I didn't do dual aspects of the same angel, because two of them came out and I didn't have to. I could have already had the whole polarity, the scheme of polarity in my mind, but it went another way. We've seen, and again, there's this Emperor Empress energy here. And the Three of Pentacles, question mark? Three of Pentacles in this deck, which was the only card that came out to clarify the moon, the rune of the moon, Kusma, in the Lafruma Ron runes. It's Mona now, the name changed. The only card that came out was that Three of Pentacles. And it was the vessel being filled with that divine ether. Here, it's like not only is the vessel completed because it has received from each of the three heads its gift, but it's evolved to incorporate their polarities as well. And you see in the lovers around the center, like this axis, and then the two crosses, like these two, and then these two, and then the top and the bottom. It's like it also incorporates their polarities. The completed vessel is now this like solar energy that they all crowd around. I mean, judgment is, I don't want to say judgment, it's just kind of judgment. But I did this so I could do this. Excuse me, that sun, oh yeah, solar energy. That's the orb of dominion of the Emperor that we just saw the Page of Wands presenting that very same Ten of Wands energy, where we saw the Ten of Wands in the Emperor, right? But here we have the Ankh, like an elongated Ankh that is held by the Empress. But there's also this zappy bolt electric zigzag thing here that is a third part. And maybe that is symbolic of the divine spark, right? There's the masculine, the feminine, and then the spark, or the eternal child. It's the spark that the eternal child holds, right? That's what it was. It was the eternal child and the sustainer. That was one of the duos that we saw. But where we saw the sovereign will of the destroyer, that is that expanding bastion, that's more about reclaiming with the angel of rejuvenation. This is more because of the emphasis on the Ankh. It's more about creating something than reclaiming something. And that's what we went looking for, right? It's like that third aspect, or the first. It was the first that I listed. That first aspect of the trickster, the things for which there is no mirror. This is the creation of that thing in the world because it's the world card. Like something is about to get a mirror. And it's a mirror that couldn't exist with the state of the world being what it was. Oh, this is Sagittarius. It's fine. I'll respect it this time. I'll honor it. Same rules as last time. Hey, Google, flip a coin. Yay! Okay. It was HFYTFN. No. Cool. Under that at the bottom of the deck is the Five of Swords. What I love about this Five of Swords, it almost felt like something visually, upon first glance, it looked like an angel emerging from this cauldron. Like, kind of like the birth of Venus, but it's the birth of this angel. Look, we see the sun in there. We saw the sun in the garden. That was on the destroyer. Um, the eternal God. And I guess you could say with that, there's an aspect of the divine that lives within us, but that slumbers. Cool. Already decided I'm not going there. That was number 55. Wait, is this 55 for real? No, this is 60. Yeah, this is 55. This is the eternal God. This is another eternal God. Because that's the 55 that was before the 56 of Poyel. 55, 26, 77. Metatron. The Lovers is Metatron. That's 100%. It completely aligns. Thank you. Because, like, that was the thing, right? Enoch and Elijah in the Bible. I know it's like been kind of Bible heavy, and the Bible isn't necessarily universal. But you have like bodhisattvas, you have saints, and like other people who walk the veil or between the veils or who carry divinity or whatever. Enoch became Metatron. And again, this goes beyond the completion of the vessel, of like receiving the three gifts. It goes beyond the completion of the vessel. It was more like that because they were at the top of the card. It goes beyond the completion of the vessel to the perfection of the vessel. Enoch became Metatron. I didn't even know that was Metatron on the Lovers. Love that. Love that energy. High key. I am going to read this one. I mean, I guess I don't have to. It's the Eternal God. I already know that. Where the book? Where the book? Where the book? Here it is. 55. I'll read the entry. Mebahaya, the eternal God. Mebahaya grants our subconscious a clear and shining intellectual lucidity, speaking of the flame and that clarity, capable of transmuting the information of the material world that comes from our five senses, freeing us from their limitations. This new capacity for understanding will give rise to a desire to create and share what we receive from above. Only undue urgency could block us prematurely if the desire for fulfillment comes to overtake and precede action. So, love that. We had, I feel like we just saw the sovereign will. And now here is the peerless insight. shining with the flame, intellectual lucidity, capable of transmuting the information of the material world that comes from our five senses, freeing us from their limitations. Yeah. And the desire to create. That's what it was. This new capacity for understanding will give rise to a desire to create and share what we receive from above. That's why it's more the Ankh of creation than the bastion or sovereign bastion, sovereign will of dominion, orb of dominion. Cool. I still did. Yeah, I just read it. LOL. I'll show you really quick though. Let's see. Oh, it's right here. It's in between the Eight of Swords and the Six of Wands. Those three pour into the vessel, completing it, and then their polarities are united, perfecting it. Goes from the completion of the vessel to the perfection of it with that Metatron energy. Metatronic. Cool. It's been coming out forever. What does it mean? I don't know. I didn't timestamp final cards. Oh well. All right. Oh, that was immediate. No, maybe it wasn't. I think that was just. It was 34 of the fish. I'm not. If it's meant to be, it'll come back up. I was like, that was an immediate flip. What? All right, flame flipper, clean fall. There's the first one. We have the anchor 35, which is the mirror of 53. Why am I mentioning that? I feel like I saw number 53 maybe. No. Oh, I don't think so. That was noisy, but it didn't flip or fall. Is that it? I'll give it two more. Oh gosh. Bottom of the deck is the fox, not the fox. What? Mr. Whiskers? What? The trickster? What? Coyote Fox. Also in the audiobook that I'm listening to, literally, he gets like a totem spirit animal thing, project spirit. And his totem, he gets a totem. Yeah, his totem is the coyote. I was like, what? No way. I was like, not coyote, sis. The book. Uh-oh. The book is on the ground. So in the Santa Muerte Lenormand, I mentioned how the book in that deck is open. The book in this deck is closed and locked. The anchor, the snake, and the book. The snake came back out. It's the year of the snake. That's 8-8, 35, 8, 26, 8, and the snake in between. Oh, today is 789. I mean, it's 789 here in the States. In most of the world, it's 879. There's that 789 again, though. We saw it was what, 798 earlier? Or 879. Anyway, the 7 is okay. The anchor is giving that Azure Temple energy, but it's almost like it's been pulled up. The card missing here is the Jack of Hearts. We have the 9 of Spades, the 10 of Diamonds, and the Queen of Clubs. The Jack of Hearts might be the child. I wish I could do it that way. That would be quicker. Jack of Hearts is the swan. The lovers, the storks, the birds, whoever these are. We saw those earlier. All right, I gotta go. Take this as it resonates. If it resonates, I hope you all have an amazing whatever. Whenever you see this, I hope you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality. If it don't resonate, don't take it. If it does, apply a heaping amount of discernment. Bye.